I've been working hard on Sunny since my last video, and considering it's only been 3 months, a lot of important progress has been made. Firstly, I was forced to remove the small flashlight that appeared when hovering over an item. It felt kinda tacky to me, and anyway, the shadow could be seen in certain lighting, so I just opted to remove it. A lot of new features have come to the interact system though, allowing for huge flexibility on my part. The system is built around 2 variables, the interact tag and a config object. Simply put, all I need to do to make an item interactable is tag it and add a config into it. From there, the system I've coded handles it, and all I gotta do is add a couple module scripts called stages. Stages can do basically anything I want, whether it be opening a door, playing a cutscene, or, in the future, even killing a player. All they contain is a function that runs when interacted with, and once they've served their purpose, they clear themselves and the script moves on to the next stage. I can override any default stages with custom ones, so the same items can be reused with different purposes depending on the map. Some attributes I've added for these stages are timed items, like a padlock you have to hold down for 3 seconds, or the option to switch between the keybind, which is E for PC, and the mouse button. Some items are also hold to use. Lots of fun ways I can use these systems to my advantage, and I'm going to try to make use of all of them during the initial release of Sunny. After sorting that, I needed some way to actually pick up items and equip them, and that called for an inventory system. First things first, I designed a hotbar that I liked. I wanted the items to be easy to tell apart, especially for colorblind people, so I chose to have the items shown through text instead of an image, and instead designed a background that showed the actual item, ensuring you could tell what each item was regardless of its color. Now came scripting the actual logic for the hotbar. This actually wasn't that difficult, and the result was very pleasing. To equip an item, you can scroll or use the number keys. For console, you use the L1 and R1 buttons to pan through them, and for mobile, you'll tap on the buttons. You may have noticed a number under each item. This is the item's weight. My solution to the issue of holding multiple items. I don't like how Piggy only lets you hold one item, but I also don't want you to just be able to hoard items. So the solution is pretty simple. Each item has a weight, and your inventory has a weight capacity. You can't go over this limit, and I can customize the weight for every item. So larger items like a ladder or a hammer take up more space, and smaller ones like keys are less of a burden. If you reach maximum capacity, you'll be slowed down. This way you have to think about what you can carry, but you still have space for more than one item. Now when you pick up an item, it gets cloned, ensuring that one player can't pick up the green key, for example, and just refuse to use it. This happened all the time in Piggy, effectively stopping any progress, and there was no way to get around it, so this is my solution. This also stops items from shifting locations, so once you've found where a key spawns, it'll be in the same spot until the end of the game. Up next, the items needed to be visually displayed on the character. This would be a bit more hands-on, but once more I got to work scripting out a system to give my future self as easy a time as possible. Different parts of items have an attribute called attached to. This welds the part to whatever I set it to within the character, and can be on multiple parts, so you can have multi-part items that separate when equipped, such as the lockpick from doors. Next, I needed to create the animations for the items. This actually caused me some issues relating to the camera, since the camera is also an animated part of the character. It has to move very subtly, as large movements affect the camera's stability in-game. But this wasn't that hard a fix, and just needed a simple re-rigging of the camera. Hopefully this doesn't cause issues for me in the future, but we'll see. Since all the animations had to be redone, I got to work redoing the basics. The old walk cycle looked fine in first person, but from a third person perspective was super stiff and floaty. Anyway, they took some time, but I think they turned out super well. Focusing now on the map, I found myself wanting to remake the basement and garage. They just didn't fit in with the rest of the map, and frankly, looked kinda bad. The basement especially felt strange. I can't show you why, but it just felt unmotivated. So I redesigned them. The garage was a simple change, switching the walls to a more old-fashioned aesthetic to match elsewhere, but the basement had to be fully redone. Now, it's still unfinished, but I can firmly state that the bar has been raised significantly. I think you'll all really enjoy it. On the topic of remodels, you might have noticed the new Sunny model in the thumbnail for my last video. I didn't mention it in that video otherwise, since I recorded that video before I started the redesign, and I thought I'd just show it off a little. My favorite feature is the eyes, which give the illusion that it's always looking at you. I personally think it's a major upgrade over the older version, but I'd like to hear your opinion on it. As for the other skins, excluding Spring, I'm not planning on doing them just yet. I have bigger priorities, and they won't even be usable until casual mode is released, but I will get to them at some point. So yeah, that's what I've been up to since last you saw me. I said in my video that I was planning on giving you a release date by the end of May or June, and while I was really trying, I don't think I'm ready to commit to a specific date just yet. There's still too much I need to do, and I don't want to repeat myself in the past and fully miss another release date. I still have to create the monster's AI, the framework for the cutscenes themselves, all the sound design, finish the basement, and code in the rest of the items. But I don't want to endlessly work on an unreleased game, and I'm set on releasing it this year. Anyway, if you enjoyed this devlog, remember to like the video, talk to me in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Geek out!